What's up, y'all? Decided to make a quick video. This is in between the I'll probably post this video tonight, but maybe we'll see. This is in between the etchers versus details kit. The gray car, I just I took the wheels off of it, went and got it aligned. I'm gonna pull it off the trailer in a minute. Milwaukee just called me. My Dremel will be ready. It's ready, so I gotta go pick it up in the morning. And this all makes sense when I post the video that I'm currently making. I'm making a video of the details kit versus the etches kit. If you look at my videos, I've already done an etches kit. This is my first time doing a details kit. Ran into a few problems, but I'll discuss that in that video. But my Silverado is finally home. If you don't know, I have a 2003 Chevy Silverado. I had a 534 L60 in it. I did a 4L80 swap in it. I've done a cam swap on it, new heads, all that. Did a video on the cam swap. I didn't do a video on the 4L80 swap, but it does have an 80 in it. Shout out to my boy Randy Lindler. He built that 80 for me. And now I can get started on this thing. This is a flat top 6-liter LQ9. You can't see it, but it's there. It's a 6.0. I pulled this from an Escalade, a 2002 Escalade, I believe, at the junkyard, gray and white in Bankhead. You know, people are always like, where you get your 6.0s? Where you get your 6.0s? I've literally pulled 3 6.0s from that same yard. 2 on one day. The 6.0 is currently in my Impala, and then another 6.0 I had. I think I sold that one. And then this one, same yard. Just happened to get lucky. So I've been sitting on this motor for a few months. I've had it for, a couple months. Trying to decide what I was going to do with it, if I was going to rebuild it, if I was going to swap it into the Impala. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I decided, I'm getting real tired of the GoPro. I don't know if it recorded the last 5 minutes I was talking. I've been having issues with my GoPro where the file would just get corrupted and then it would stop recording and then it would say repair the file, and I don't remember if it actually does it. But long story short, I'm about to tear down this LQ9. I have 410 gears going in it as well, and I'm gonna swap this 6-liter LQ9 in it. It's a flat top piston 6-liter, which is in the LQ9 higher compressor motor. You find these in the Silverado SS, as well as some Escalades, which is what I pulled this out of. This came out of a I think an 02 Escalade, or 01 Escalade. And I didn't know it was flat top. I just pulled it because I saw it was a 6.0, and then when I got home, pulled the heads, I was absolutely elated that it was flat top. So I'm tearing it down. I'm gonna take it to the machine shop probably Friday. My boy Andy, he's gonna go through the block for me. And he's actually already had this engine at his shop. The harmonic balancer was seized on it when I first got it, and I could not get it off. And I took it to him, and he took it off. And I actually had him just take a quick peek at it. And he said the engine was good to go. He was like, you know, it looks good. And even when I took the heads off, they were clean. It was a good-looking engine. You know, for pulling it from the junkyard, I could literally slap the heads on it and put it in the truck now, and I would probably be okay. But I just don't like doing things that way. The Silverado is my daily / fun truck. Like, I'm not gonna paint it or do interior work or anything on it. It is still a work truck. So I haul all my engines around and wheels and tires and stuff in there. So I don't want to make it really nice, but I do want to have a little bit of fun with it, and I want it to run good, and I want to be able to tow with it, because I've been towing with the Yukon. And don't get me wrong, the Yukon's an absolute monster at towing. It tows amazing. It's already got a 6-liter in it. It's all-wheel drive. My boy Randy built that transmission in there. It's a 4L65E. I've had 0 issues with it. It runs amazing. I've towed, you've seen in the videos, I've towed to Miami. I've driven this thing all over the place, and it has never let me down. It is a solid truck. However, I have a big family, and I got my kids coming out here for the summer with me, and we're going to need this for family activities. So I kind of want to keep this truck clean, and I mean, it's just trash in there from driving it all the time and towing, but for the most part, it's clean. Like, the back isn't full of oil and dirt and stuff like that, and I want to keep it that way. So I've been putting off taking this engine to the machine shop because I didn't want to put that in there and the whole nine. So anyway, I just wanted to make a video of how I build my engines. I had a lot of people hit me up about LS work and stuff like that, and I kind of just want to show you my process, how I work, how I build my engines, and stuff like that, so you can kind of see a little bit of what goes on here. So I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna tear it down. I'm pulling the pistons out. I've already pulled the cam out and checked it. It's a stock cam, because I had already started breaking this engine down. So I'm gonna pull it all the way back apart, pull the pistons out, pull the mains out, pull the crank out. And tomorrow I'll come in the Silverado, load up the engine hoist, because Torian's car is still here, and we're putting a 5.3 in his car. So his 5.3 is at the house in the garage. So I need my hoist so I can bring it here, tear it down, and we'll also be taking his engine to the machine shop, get it built. And his car is sitting right there. So tearing them down is pretty easy. You really don't have to, you know, just keep track of, you know, what you do and stuff like that. A lot of people are like, oh, you have to put the same cylinder back in the... Yeah, but no, I've never done it. So, and I've never had an issue. I literally did the same thing with the engine that's in my Impala. I broke that engine all the way down, built it all the way back up. The engine I built for Carlos Miller's 96, his Impala, the one on the Bond Speeds, I tore that motor all the way down, rebuilt it. And I've had zero issues. So I guess let's just get started. All right. And I'm pretty sure this engine's empty, because I've had it sitting for a while. So I'm pretty sure it should be pretty empty. That should be good right there. So go ahead and flip it over, and I think, yeah, it's a lot of sludge in there, which is common. It was an Escalade, so it probably belonged to some housewife, and she didn't frickin' change the oil all the time. So I like to turn it slow first. Okay. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything coming out of there. So we'll zip this oil pan off. I've already had it off, so it's only a few bolts holding it in. Two bolts holding it in. Two. Yeah, it's that right angle impact. This thing's nice, I like it. Yeah, a little bit here for the... Okay, so there's a little bit of something in there, but doesn't look bad. This is about average what you see. As long as there's no big chunks of metal or anything in there, we are good. And again, I've already been through this motor. I've already checked it, so I kind of already know what's in it. So I like to start with the spade bolts on the side, pull those out first, and then pull the caps off. Then I guess you can pull the rods out first. Yeah, let's pull the rods out first. So I believe those are 11s. Money. Yeah, so they're 11s. So we'll start with number 1, which it's flipped over, so that's going to be that one over there. So we'll start with that one. And I like to keep them in order for the most part, but again, it doesn't matter. Oh, shoot. Oh, you know what? I need to put a bolt in here so that I can spin. When you do these rod bolts, you just rotate the engine over until it comes up to where you can hit it. And usually they'll just pop right off like that. And you definitely want to make sure you keep the caps with the rod, because they're I forgot how they do it. I want to say they have the whole, it's all one piece, and then they crack it, and then they put it together or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of these out. There it is. So that's one. And I mean, you can see these rods are in, I mean, these bearings are in great shape. Yeah. Look at that. Perfect condition. So I'll just put these guys back together so they stay. And I'll get new rod bolts. So yeah, that's one. Rings are nice and loose. Sometimes you'll get them, these will be like stuck. And when they're stuck, the engine just probably got no compression on that cylinder. But all of these, even the oil ring is in there. This is in great condition. So the little dot lets you know which way it goes. But other than that, it's pretty simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of these, and we'll move on to the main caps after. All right, all 8 rods are out and pistons. Show you what I was talking about, how they're cracked. So they're not, if you notice, they're not even. So it's kind of, if you can, so it's not an even line. So each of these rods, the bottom cap is specifically mated to the top, so you can't split those up. Now where the pistons go in the cylinder, because I'm getting the machine work done, I'm putting new, oh, forgot one of the, so this is one of the bearings. Still looks good, but because I'm putting new piston rings in it, the cylinders are getting honed and everything. The order in which they came out, they don't necessarily have to go back in because everything's going to be fresh. The rings are fresh, everything's fresh. But if you were doing this maybe to just clean it up or replace one piston or something like that, or you replace the crank or something like that, I think they say they want you to put whichever piston came out of whatever bore. But again, all this is getting rebored, new rings and the whole nine. So it's not gonna make a difference. So now the crank spins freely. Oh shoot, that's fine. So you can see the crank, I mean, it's smooth. As long as you don't have any weird, you just want to feel it, you know, and as long as it's smooth and there's no gouges in it or anything like that, you're good to go. Normally what the machine shop will do, they'll polish this surface up just to get it clean. And he's going to run all this stuff through the cleaner, so the block will be nice and clean, the crank will be nice and shiny, the pistons, the rod stuff will be nice and clean. And the rear cover's already pretty much off. I just can't get it off because of the thing. But once I get this out, I'll be able to pull it off. So you got the 10 millimeters down here, and then I think one of these is a 14, one's a 15 or something like that, and they're in there. So once you start taking them off, you really got to pry them up to get them out. And these, you do have to put them back in order. The front one's different from the rear, the middle's different because you got the thrust bearing, and so you definitely want to make sure these mains go back in the same order you pull them out. That's important. So usually what I do, I pull them out, I lay them on the ground in order, you know, just how they come out, and then once I pull the crank out, I immediately put them back in. And you know, I don't put because all these bolts are getting replaced, all the rod bolts and main bolts, all that stuff is getting replaced. So I usually just cinch them down enough to where they'll go back in place and then go from there. So let me go ahead and get that done, and then we'll move on. But actually, once that's done, it's pretty much done. I got to pull the crank sensor out, and I'll take it off the lift, and I'll sit it on the floor over there. Off the engine stand, sit it on the floor over there, and then we'll go from there. And then I got this is a Vortec 5.7 for Kevin's truck. And then I got this thing over here. This is the 534L60 for the Cutlass. So got a few engines. So let me get this all sorted out. Yeah, I do have a Corvette in the shop, by the way, if you just recently noticed. Yeah, good old, this is a 98 Corvette with the LS1 in it. Yeah, belongs to the same guy that owns the 94 Impala that I did, not the new one the dirty one. This is the one that I did from way back. He bought that, and he's the owner of the Cutlass as well. This is his vet that I'm it just needs minor stuff. The computer went out in it, so it won't start. And from what I understand, that's a common thing with these Corvettes. The computer goes bad, and you can convert it to use like a newer 411 computer. But I found a company that makes the factory one for this, and then I'm putting like a stereo in it, a backup camera, fixing the headlights, little silly stuff like that. I may make a video on it. I don't know. But this is the type of shit that keeps me busy. So let me finish pulling this thing apart so I can get it to the machine shop and get it back together and put it in the Silverado. Yeah, so I definitely went and got something to eat and all kinds of stuff. So these are 15 and the smaller ones are 13s. Just so they're all ooey gooey. And then you're gonna need a pry bar to get this out. They're not gonna come out easy. Don't do that. No, it's okay. The bearing is still on the crank. I think. Where's the bearing there? Oh, here it is. Yeah, don't drop it. That's not a good thing. But this one looks okay. We'll see. Right, so I usually lay them out. So that's that one. Bolts don't matter because I'm probably going to replace these anyway. But they're in there, so. And what I'm pressing against is just the bottom of the block. I think I'll put my hand here this time so I don't. Because it's going to be in there. It's definitely going to be in there. It's 2. Look at these bearings there. They look new. Oh, and remember how they were in. So the little indentation points to the back of the motor. There it is. And that's the thrust bearing. There it is. Man, these bearings look damn good. Bearings look brand new. So you can't beat a LS. Now, mind you, if you notice, this back one, it's facing the other way. The indents are facing towards the front. Once you get that off, now the crank is ready to come out. And it's gonna be heavy. Right. I normally just replace the whole rear main seal as one unit because the seal itself is maybe like 20 bucks, but you can buy the whole plate with new bolts and everything for like 40. So I know I keep them around, I save them in case I ever need one in a pinch, but whenever I'm building my motors, I always just use the new ones. So look at these bearings. These things look brand freaking new in here. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Look at them bearings. I just wiped them off. Still got the junkyard stamp on it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put the main caps back on, just put them down, and then that's it. It goes to the machine shop like this. It's empty. He's gonna do the put new cam bearings in it for me. The cam bearings even look pretty good. So yeah, he's gonna put new bearings, new cam bearings, rehone the cylinders. So it's gonna be a nice new motor when we're done. So when people talk shit about junkyard motors, like, okay. They're like, oh, why would I go to the junkyard? And, oh, you guys got junkyard motors. Yeah, we do. We do. What am I going to go buy a crate motor for? I'm going to spend $3 grand for a crate motor when I can get a junkyard motor. I think I paid $314 for this engine. 6.0. And look at it. Look at the bearings. Look at the bearings. Look at these things. All clean. No issues. The crank, perfect. No issues. So I'll get this off the stand and we'll get it to Andy so we can go ahead and get it cleaned up. Hopefully by next week he'll have it ready, and we'll have, you know, I'll probably film myself. I'll probably do a video with Andy tomorrow, and that'll be the end of this video. So I was gonna try to do this and finish it tonight, but I think it's pretty short. So tomorrow when I go to Andy, drop the motor off, maybe I'll get some footage of Andy again, plug his shop, and then we'll see what happens when we bring it back. And I'm gonna paint it the same color as the truck. I actually found the engine paint, so I'm gonna paint the engine, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice up under there. So I'm excited. So I need my trailer tomorrow to help Torian with something. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy in, pull it off the trailer, pull it back inside, and then we'll go home. So that's about it for now. I'll probably pick this video up. I'll look at the footage tonight. I may post it as is. If not, I'll post it. I'll record when I go to Andy, and then I'll add that to the video and all that. So we'll see. Something still connected under there? Shift cable.
It's all moving down there. It's loose. Hold on for a second, I'll look.
That's what you want? Hell yeah. Perfect. Thank you, sir. We'll call you back in a few minutes.